breaking news. WLBT is reporting that a 15-year-old child has been arrested for double homicide in Jackson. Let's go to their webpage here for the story. Here we go. Here's our picture. Little essay here. Back on, well, let's just start at the beginning. A teenager has been arrested in connection with a double homicide that occurred in Jackson. The double homicide, which happened on April 20th on Belvedere Drive, was originally investigated as a murder-suicide. According to a Jackson police, a female was thought to have shot the male before turning the gun on herself. Days later, however, police say they discovered that it was actually a double homicide. The names of the victims were not provided. On June 3rd, Marvin Maas, 15, was arrested in the case. This is a developing story. So there's our suspect right there. This happened over in South Jackson on April 20th. I know a lot of you guys and girls celebrate 420, so you probably do not remember anything that happened on April 20th, but it was widely speculated, because that was around Easter weekend. It was widely speculated that it was a domestic violence situation, because we had several domestic violence situations that weekend that ended in homicides, including a Jackson fireman who was killed by his girlfriend or wife. Can't remember exactly which one it was. So we had a rash of them over the same weekend there. Anyway, this goes back to, from the looks of things, I'm going to stereotype here just a little bit based on where they were living, in a very poor, impoverished, poverty-stricken area in South Jackson off Belvedere Drive. This guy's probably one of Joe Biden's immigrants, probably one of Joe Biden's illegal immigrants that just floated his ass on over across the border and into Jackson, Mississippi. Now, I can't confirm that. I do not know, but that is my sneaking suspicion. You have a rash of gang violence going on in South Jackson. Actually, you don't have gang violence going on. South Jackson, let me pull myself up here. South Jackson is ran by gangs, period, point blank, in the discussion. And it's mostly young children, 14, 15 years old, just like this guy. There's a black gang that calls themselves the Taliban. It's mostly juvenile delinquents, and they're the ones out here stealing most all the cars in Jackson, especially your Hyundais and Kias, as well as stacking up their body count. And I don't mean sexually either. I mean dead people. They're absolutely murderous terrorists. And now you have what appears to be, I don't know if the kid's in a gang or not, MS-13, who knows? But you definitely have murderous behavior based on the fact that he killed two adults. Were they his family? We don't know. We have not been told. Were they somebody he was staying with, or maybe it was somebody he was robbing? We don't know. We don't know any details yet. So we will keep you posted. But man, I can't be upfront and forward enough with you people when I tell you there's two things you don't want to do in Jackson, Mississippi. Two things. Stop at a Jackson gas station and go to South Jackson for anything. There's no reason to get off anywhere from University Boulevard, formerly known as Terry Road, all the way past to Byram. You don't need to get off at McDowell Road, Savannah Street. McDowell Road, Daniel Lake, Savannah, or Elton. Avoid those. Avoid University Boulevard. There's no reason, Ellis Avenue. There's no reason to get off at any of those exits unless you have a death wish. They are some of the deadliest areas in all the entire city of Jackson. Even the chief of police has come out recently and said, starting July 1st, when their area in the downtown, the North Jackson area, shrinks a little bit more and is taken over by the Capitol Police as the primary law enforcement agency, that they're going to move those resources that they don't have to use over there to South Jackson because it's such a crime-ridden shithole. So that is your news for right now. Again, let's pull this picture up one more time here. 15 years old, man. 15. And is going to probably spend the rest of his life, or at least the next 20 years based on some recent events, in a Mississippi prison. There's a guy, and I say 20 years because there's a guy who back in the early 2000s, late 90s, killed his dad and his stepmom, and he was given life without parole. The Supreme Court changed that. You cannot give a minor life without the possibility of parole. And after 20 years, he did receive parole. Then he got drunk and drove his car off into a ditch and got it suspended or revoked. And he got to go back for a year. And we expect him to get back out soon and probably end up doing something really stupid and finding himself either dead or right back in prison. We'll see how all that shakes out when we get ready to cross that bridge. Stay safe in Jacktown. I say it at the end of all my videos. To quote Kim Wade, Radio Strongman, when in Jacktown, you better stay your ass strapped down. And the best way to get out of Jacktown is to not go through it. It's like if you're going through hell, just keep going, don't slow down. You know the song. That's Jackson. Listen to my radio show every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., 103.9 FM, WYAB. Wherever you're listening to this at, watching this at, hit subscribe, hit like, drop a comment, even if it's just a hey or go F yourself. I'm good either way. The engagement helps grow the channel. Thank you. Have a blessed day.